Hi team, Professor Dauphine here from home. Just had a workout, got out of the shower, grading papers, and thinking about all of the amazing work you guys have been doing over the past few weeks as I look back through the assignments and how much each of you have really contributed and engaged with the material and one another. Our class playlist, the Kendi questions, phenomenal. Everything you guys are doing is above and beyond what I've expected, and I've been really thrilled just to learn from you by reading your responses and getting to know you through your different ways of thinking that you've demonstrated each week throughout the course. And a special shout out to Allison and Eden, who've been in there really kind of working along with you as they train to be teachers, and are so grateful for the opportunity to have this team of folks thinking together as we work through the course. So thanks to everyone. We're having a great time. We hope you are too. There's only a few weeks left, but I'm really excited about this week's assignment, which I'm calling Schooling Timelines. And the reason why I'm doing this may seem a little bit disconnected from the usual. What I want to do is ask a little bit more about you narratively. And I want you to put yourself into kind of a timeline in the same way that you're going to be looking at these timelines I've assigned for the week. One of them is significant educational events. So this has to do with the history of education, some of the major policy and court cases that shaped the education system and the laws of the education system as they stand today. And then you'll also look at significant events that may or may not have to do with education, but have to do with society at large and politics. So how do you fit there, right? Where do you fit there in your own story of schooling? In the past, however many years you've been, probably K through 10, grade 10, 11, or 12 now, depending on where you are in your high schooling. What do you remember about important moments in your own schooling history? And I've given you some descriptions in the assignment details. But when I think back about the impact school had on me, I think about different things come up. There's academics, right? Moments when maybe I won a spelling bee, or I was, for that year, I made honor roll. Those still stick in my mind. But I also remember like getting pushed on the playground and having my nose broken by another student because we were horsing around. And that always sticks in my mind as like kind of not a great schooling memory. I think about being in the class play and that being another one. So while all these world events are happening, these personal events are happening for us or for students as well. If we want to think through the lens of being a teacher, we've got this difficult task of balancing all these different timelines. The students have their own developmental benchmarks and life events happening, and the world has those things. So with kind of setting the stage of that kind of thinking for you, I'm very interested to see what happens when you make your own schooling timeline and try to weave in one or two of the broader global and social events that you can pick any they're either on the list I gave you or the articles, or you can think of your own if there's something not on there and you know is really significant to you, such as Black Lives Matter march that you went to, or coming out. There's all kinds of different things that could you can fit in there that I may not have listed in the example. The Stoneman Douglas shooting is a big one. That's a recent and current event that I think has a huge impact on high schoolers that are in school today. For me, Sandy Hook was a major event, but that happened while I was teaching, and it shifted how I taught. My teaching life was never the same after that day. So you're weaving in personal story stuff and then some of the bigger social stuff. And I want you to think at the end, having done this task, what does that make you think about teachers? Does that change some of what you believe about teachers, or what their role is, or your own future as a possible teacher? So I've left a few reflection questions there for you for the Flipgrid. So there's two assignments. Make your timeline on a Google slide, and then reflect on the assignment after making it and maybe looking at a few other folks' timelines, and post that to Flipgrid. So if there's any tech questions, and I apologize that sometimes these links aren't working because they're being sent outside of the university system, and that may be why they're glitching on you, but please reach out to me, Aiden, or Allison at any point, and we'll happily fix the permissions or resend a link if something isn't working. And again, I apologize for my gym hair. This is the real life of a teacher. You're getting to see it up close, but I hope everyone is doing well, and I'm looking forward to your timelines and Flipgrids this week. Have a great week.